Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to my booktube channel. Today it is Halloween, which is very exciting. I mean, I'm not doing anything for Halloween, but you know, still just a lovely day. I went for a walk this morning. It was nice. Not the point though, because that means it is the end of October and I can wrap up all of the reading that I did this month, or lack thereof. It's not like I didn't read anything. I read 7 books, which is like a sizable amount, but here's the problem. Someone, I don't know who, decided to post an October TBR, and guess how many books that certain someone managed to read off of my October TBR? 0. I didn't read a single book that was on my October TBR. Honestly, school has just been kicking my ass recently. It's been a lot. I haven't had a lot of time to like sit down and read, and when I did, I was like, ooh, I want to read these. I do not want to read like the books that I actually plan to read, and that's okay. We're just gonna get into it. I still really enjoyed all of the books that I read in October, and I did manage to get to some fun, spooky reads. I also have a couple of books down here that I'm like halfway through that I do plan on finishing in November that I'm also quickly going to mention, like at the end. So, oh yeah, I'm out of breath already. Ooh, let's go. I'm just gonna start off with the 2 of these books that are not in any way related to Halloween at all, but I read these at the beginning of the month and I'm so glad that I did, because they were absolutely just everything that I needed, and they actually led me to read another book that is on this stack. So quickly, we'll talk about these. First up, we have Take a Hint, Dani Brown by Talia Hibbert. Randomly picked this book up on a whim one night, and then I kind of fell in love with the characters. Dani was just absolute, I loved her. She's so blunt and straightforward, but she's so funny. Zafir, out of the 3 like Brown sisters books, Zafir has been my favorite love interest, so I also loved reading about their relationship together. So good. I love the fake dating going viral internet thing that was like happening in this book. I just thought that was so fun. The whole time Zafir was like, literally what's going on? I don't know how this works. He's just, I just love him so much. He reads romance books. He has like a nonprofit that teaches like young guys about toxic masculinity, and I'm like, oh my god. Take a Hint, Dani Brown. Not my favorite out of the Brown sisters books, but it is my second favorite, and I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then, obviously, I read Actor Age Eve Brown, which is also by Talia Hibbert. This one, I think I just related to Eve the most, probably because we're like the closest in age, both going through like pivotal changes in our life, you know. I just really felt like I could relate to her a lot more than like I could relate to Dani, you know. She also had like a little hate to love moment. She almost ran over the love interest Jacob with her car, which I still think is hilarious. And yeah, it's got like the sunshine, grumpy trope thing, which I also love. It happens at a bed and breakfast. Literally, what else could you ask for? This is the first romance book that I've ever given a 5 stars, but it's not the only one. That segues me into our next book. This is so popular this month for a good reason. I've seen a lot of people giving it like average reviews, but like personally, I really loved it, and that is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. This book, just wow. I need a second. This book, I don't even know what it was about this book, but I devoured this book. I think I read it in the span of like 2 days. It was so good. I loved our main character, Vivi. I think what really made me love this book though was the love interest, Reese. The whole idea of this book is Vivi and Reese, they were dating for this summer like 10 years ago, but then one day he woke up and he was like, hey, I'm gonna like be gone for the weekend because I have to go back to Wales and break off my arranged engagement. And she was like, excuse me? So obviously she broke it off with him. She was pissed, and then she cursed him, naturally, as one does. And then 10 years later, he returns back to the college that she now works at. He's trying to like recharge the ley lines, something to do with magic, and things go awry. His magic is messing up. It's gonna mess up the whole magic like throughout the town. It's a whole thing. It's a whole witchy thing. And it was absolutely everything because it had like the witch plot. It was a little rushed towards the end, but honestly at that point I was like, I don't even care, it's getting a 5 stars anyway. The XX, obviously I also gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I think I already said that, but she really made the month. And then I also read some graphic novels, so we'll talk about those really quickly. First up, we have Seance Tea Party by Ramina Yi. I think I was just looking for like Halloween graphic novels because I wanted something quick and like visual that I could look at. So instead of just like reading about scary things, I could also like see it and like feel really immersed. You know what I mean? Anyway, like the next 3 are graphic novels, and I would recommend all 3 of these because they were just a lot of fun. Like this one, like I said, is Seance Tea Party. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Mainly because I find the art style in this, I'm trying to find a good page. I just find the art style in this to be absolutely so cool. I don't know, there's just something about this. I've talked about this in every single vlog that I've mentioned this in, but I'm gonna talk about it again. This follows our main character, who I don't remember what her name is, Laura. Her name is Laura. She feels like everybody else around her is growing up faster than she is, and she's like not ready. And it kind of just goes on from that. She also meets someone who like died in the 1970s, and they're like she like becomes her ghost friend, and I just thought that was so cute. It was just a really quick, fun, middle grade graphic novel. So if you're looking for something like light and cute, I would 100% recommend this. I think I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars as well. Next up, we have The Sad Ghost Club by Liz Meddings. I saw Beth from Booksnest haul this, or maybe she just showed it in her October TBR, and I was like, that sounds like everything I need right now. So, and it kind of was, to be honest. It's just a nice reminder to like slow down, don't stress yourself out too much, take some time for yourself, because this ghost, he's like really anxious about going to a party. He feels like he should be at home doing his schoolwork, something like that. Then he meets another ghost who has also been going through some things, and she's like, yeah, I just like try not to like overthink it, like kind of that whole message, just to like take some time, slow down. It's not gonna be the end of the world if like you don't do super well in one of these classes, like that kind of thing. As a college student, that was just such a nice reminder. It was just so nice. So yeah, there's that. And then the last book that we have is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. This is, again, a graphic novel, but it has like 5 different stories throughout it. I read this in one of my vlogs from earlier this month. I don't even remember which one, but I'm gonna say it again. I love the art style in this graphic novel so much. I just think it's so cool. This is one of my favorite pages. Yes. But my favorite story, there's like 5 stories in here, so I don't really know how to talk about all of them. But if you've read this, my favorite story is A Lady's Hands Are Cold. Very creepy, kind of chilling. None of these were like that scary, but it was like right at the beginning of the month. I was just wanting to like get into some fun Halloween stories, and this did that. So I also think I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Honestly, have I given all of these like a 4.5 or a 5 out of 5 stars? Is this my best reading month yet? I think it might be. This is like a 4.9 average or something like that, because all of these have been given 5 stars, so not too mad about that. Like, I know I didn't stick to my TBR in any capacity, but the outcome, not that bad. On to the 2 books that I'm like kind of in the middle of, more so like a third of the way through, that I do plan on finishing soon, but I have some exams coming up, so like I really need to study for those. So these are on hold for the time being, but I was gonna read these. First up is Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. I am 69 pages into it, which is about a third of the way through. I think that's like exactly a third of the way through. Wow. See, the thing is, I'm really enjoying this book. Like, I love the idea behind it, the concept. I love the atmosphere of like this small town. It's really fun, but I have like not had any time to read anything, and it's so sad. So hopefully I can get to this when I have a little bit more free time sometime soon. And then the other book that I'm also like, I don't know, a third of the way through is Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab. I have been meaning to read this for like ever since it came out, and I still haven't gotten to it. I'm really enjoying it so far. I love the fact that they're in New Orleans and they're going to all of these different places. Just the whole setup of all of the books in the Cassidy Lake series is like brilliant. I love it. You're learning like little bits of history, but you're also watching Cassidy? I don't know why I called her Cassie. But you're also watching Cassidy and her ghost best friend Jacob run around these towns and, you know, help ghosts move on, run away from their own problems, that kind of thing. It's a really fun middle grade series. If you haven't read any of these, I would definitely recommend that you do. It's perfect for October or just fall in general. So yeah, that is my October wrap up. I really did read a lot of good books in October, just not the ones I was planning on reading, which is fine. I've learned from my mistakes. I'm never gonna do a TBR again. Catch me doing another one next October though. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have been able to read a lot of fun, spooky reads. So 1, what is your favorite spooky read? It could be one that you've read this year or just one that you've read previously. And 2, did you dress up for Halloween at all? I obviously dressed up. I went as a witch. This is actually like the top portion of my costume. I have like a corset that goes with this, but I was not about to sit here for 20 minutes wearing a corset. So yeah, you can see a little bit. I also had a hat, but it's on that pumpkin up there. I don't even know if you can see that though. Happy Halloween. I hope you all had a great October. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.